The journey of trading is a very long journey indeed, and you're constantly on that journey. You never stop. You're always looking to improve, always trying to increase more risk or whatever it may be, battling with your psychology, having a bad run, having a good run. It's always constantly evolving. Now, I've been through 5 different strategies when I started trading, and finally I found one that works, and that's the one I've been using for the past 2 years. So I'm going to talk to you guys in this video about my basically journey of the 5 strategies I went to, and then basically talk to you why I came to find the strategy and why I'm still using the strategy till today, because I find a lot of people keep jumping between strategies and they don't know which one to trust. So I'm going to speak to you from my experience of why I've been through 5 different strategies that a lot of you can relate to, and why I have decided to stick with this one, and maybe this can help you along your journey. And we're also going to discuss my strategy and how importantly you're going to implement this in your own trading. So that being said, let's get straight into the video. So before we start talking about the strategies and what I struggled in, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you do enjoy the content, do the YouTube business, I appreciate a subscribe. Returning viewers, you know what to do, guys. Hit the like, it really does help. And watch this video to the end, please. I promise you that if you don't, you're going to miss out a really important information. I do have an Excel sheet all prepared for you guys, showing you statistical data based on live trades, not back-tested trades, live trades. So you guys better stick for that. And if you have any questions or want to talk to me in the group, you can join the Discord group. This is the safest community. Get updates, send your charts, get feedback. I see a lot of people just improve from joining the group, so consider that, and let's get straight back into it. So my first ever strategy when I started trading the markets was to simply look for consolidation, wait for a break of the consolidation on 5 minutes, and use Fibonacci to target the 6.18 as a take profit. I have images from my old books where I used to note all of this down, and I'll post them here so you guys can see. That was my very first strategy. I then went on to trend lines. So that wasn't working well. I would win one, lose a lot, win one, lose a lot. So then I'm like, okay, let me try trend line breakouts. And I would, instead of getting trend line breakouts, I was getting trend line fakeouts. Now I have it all documented in my old notebook of me trying this stuff. And after that, I'm like, okay, this is not working. What should I do? And at the time, strategy number 3 is going to be smart money concepts. So when I started strategy number 3, it was look for liquidity grabs, because these guys are hunting your stop loss. The banks are hunting your stop loss. They're coming for you, and they want to take out your stops before continuing the direction. And me being new to trading, I was like, oh yeah, maybe this is something, right? Because I keep getting stopped out in my position, so I need to follow what the banks do so they stop stopping me out. But in reality, soon down the line, I found out that was all BS, because why would a bank care about your $1,000, $100,000, $50,000 account? They don't care. They're trading in the trillions. So if you have your stop loss in logical places, it's unlikely to be hit, and if you're trading at the right time. So that was strategy number 3, looking for liquidity grabs essentially, and trading the 1 minute, right? I couldn't even trade the 4 hour, I couldn't trade the 1 hour, I couldn't trade the 15 minute, and I was trading the 1 minute, losing. And it was my first strategy where I actually found some form of consistency. I would say I had a 50% win rate, so it wasn't too bad, and I was finding some form of consistency. And when I would win the trade, it would start moving. So naturally, when you start looking at liquidity, you get brought into the world of smart money concepts, order blocks, you name it. I looked into it. I just got confused. And when I put it on paper, you would get crazy positions once in a while. But once the setup plays out, it would be like, okay, cool stop loss, 10, 15, or even 5 pips stop loss, Euro USD, GU, and you would run for maybe 100 pips because you'd be targeting this really crazy level, and it'd be like, wow. But then you would be followed by a lot of losses, no trades, no setups, and then that would repeat. So in reality, I never found, okay, it's cool entering on a wick and a liquidity zone or whatever, or entering as soon as it hits an order block or whatever you do. But in the future, I thought down the line, maybe I'm going to start risking more money. What if I'm risking $1,000 on this trade? Am I comfortable taking this type of entry? Because I wasn't confident in the trade. It didn't prove me enough. There was not enough confirmation on the chart. I was just trusting some guy on the internet saying that once it taps this random zone, you can take an entry. But the chart never showed me that it makes sense to take an entry. And I was never finding pure consistency, month to month, week to week. So I said, let me take a step back and look at what successful traders are doing, right? And I took a look at all the successful traders around me, which mainly came from crypto in the beginning, because that's where I came from. That's where I originally came from. And then I realized that, hey, they're actually trading a very simple method of just watching what the candles. All of this analysis I've been doing was watching what candles were doing. And then I researched, okay, what is a trading strategy that involves just candles? And price action came up. And that's when I dove deep into price action. Probably around a year into my journey, I started doing that and dove deep into price action. Started to see, okay, how can I improve on this? And I stuck to it because it started to make sense. And it's like, no, this is logical. This makes sense. We should only follow what the markets give us. The markets always give us candles, support and resistance, and some form of trend or structure. So if that's all we have, that's what we should use to trade, or at least that should be the basis of our trading. So with that, I went deep into price action, and that was my strategy number 5. And this is where I found success. I was able to back test. I was able to see consistency. I was able to first grow an account, which was never happening. I would always grow it, then lose it, grow it, then lose it. And now I was growing an account consistently, was able to take a withdrawal and then say, you know what, I'm ready. Let's deposit a good amount of money into this account and start trading, right? The next barrier you encounter is going to be psychological barrier, but that's for another video. So let me know if you want that type of video. But I focus on the strategy. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about my price action strategy here, give you a few examples and tell you guys exactly how to get started and what to look for and why I chose price action as trading. So we're going to go on the computer in a minute, but give me 1 sec. I just want to cover a few things more about the price action strategy. So after all of that experience, I realized that my edge was in price action. This is something that made sense. This is something that fit my schedule. And this was something easy for me to comprehend. And I could see potential future growth. I never saw potential future growth in all the other strategies. I also saw that this was easy to learn. I was able to quickly grasp the strategy. Every single other strategy that I was using, especially smart money concepts, I never was able to grasp it, right? Every day there would be something new or something I had to learn. But when it came to price action, once you learn the fundamentals, you can basically trade. There's only few tweaks here and there, few dynamics here and there that you improve with time. But the fundamentals all stayed the same, and you were able to drastically improve day to day, and it was super easy to gather data. And that's when I started to become analytical and was able to pull up, okay, what's this statistical data on this, because this is a game of probabilities and statistics, and that is exactly what I prepared for you guys. So you better stick in the video, because I prepared a whole Excel sheet showing you live trades of what was taken last month and the month before, right? So March, April-ish area. I've logged some trades for you guys to see the setups that I take and how they work in the price action strategy. So with that being said, let's get straight onto the computer and I'll catch you there. So for this price action strategy, as you guys may know, on my YouTube channel, if you go to videos and you scroll down, the best place to start as a beginner is going to be the full Forex course. Now this is made into sections, there's timestamps, so you can watch it bit by bit. Then you can start to focus on LTAs. And what I've also done is I put a playlist together, which this playlist here is Learn to Trade Correctly. The videos are in order, so if you watch these videos in order here, from this one to this to this to this, and yeah, just use these in orders here. And I will add more videos to this because there is an important video, which is going to be my setup video as well, right? So the other video that is super important that you guys need to watch is the top 3 price action entries, because these are the basic price action entries that are going to get you started and learning how to trade price action. So based on these entries, this is how I'm able to achieve a win rate of 90% on stream, and normally off stream with the extra trades that I do take off stream, my win rate hovers between at worst 75% and average around 82 to 85%. But on live stream we have managed to hold a 90% win rate, which I'm very happy about. So what I've done here is I prepared for you this sheet. Now this was all live trades taken on the months between April and May, March and April, sorry, and these were all live trades mostly from the stream here that were taken using these 3 setups. So that's why I wanted to show you guys this video, and you can see this yielded an 80% win rate from these trades here. These are not all from stream, some are off stream as well, but I just gathered a few of the setups to make it nice and simple for you guys, and included as well in order of the losses as well here. So you guys can see this yielded at 80%, and what I've done is that I've actually included the chart markups here, so you guys can see how the trades worked and how did they play out and where the entry was, right? So this is really useful for you guys, and I will make this accessible in the Discord channel, right? So you will be able to access it in the Discord under the resources tab. After this video is launched, I will give you guys access to this Excel sheet. So let's go ahead and look at these setups and why I like price action. So price action is very simple. The first setup here is setup number 1, and you guys will know setup number 1 is a simple close below the range. Clean candles towards the left, close below the range. We executed at this, as I said here, same as entry as stream plan. I just entered after stream. That was the whole plan for the whole day. We don't need to wait for some mitigation, any order block, no. From point A to point B, that was the first trade. The second trade here was setup number 3 here. Setup number 3 is breaking the bearish candle high here. I decided to enter a little bit later just to get a better entry here. You don't always have to enter earlier. Very simple. I ended up closing full here. It was a great idea to close full here. Many people on that day asked me, how did you know to close full here? This comes with experience in the markets. It's kind of an intuitive close that I just felt after a big push like this would make sense to close here. So I decided to close, and that was your day done. From point A to point B, 15-minute trade, very nice and simple. And that's what we want to keep it. And we want to be able to replicate. So you'll notice that these entries replicate. So if we go to the next one here, this one again, same as the previous one. Enter break of the high here. Setup number 1, hit TP, be done, right? 4-hour resistance. We're not playing at 4-hour resistance. Very easy. No liquidity on my chart, no fancy trend lines, nothing. From point A to point B, support and resistance, and understanding price action. It's not just support and resistance, it's understanding price action, clean candles, LTAs, and all of the concepts that I show, right? So we're able to replicate that and profit. The next trade here, again, the same as the second trade. Setup number 3, breaking the 15-minute high here to target the next zone. Beautiful trade from point A to point B. Stop loss does not get liquidity swept. I'm not being hunted by the banks. Everything is kept safe. We're happy, right? We've done our job again in 15-30 minutes. Trade is done. Next trade here is a loss. Cut that. Next trade here is actually a losing trade, and you'll notice something, that the 2 losing trades are caused by excessive wicks here. So I actually took that into note, and when I recorded this trade, I'm taking that into more consideration. I noticed at times of volume, like months where we have a lot of volume, we normally see that price is able to push through these wicks, but unfortunately in this scenario it did not push through the wicks. This trade did end up playing out here, but it came very close to stop, and with spread it did hit us out here. But I don't know if it did pull back deeper before playing it out, but this did end up hitting stops here, and it was a losing trade. But the only difference between here is we had this kind of rejection, so I took note of that. But yeah, that was one of the losses, and this was a setup number 1, closed below the range, but ended up losing here. This is a nice trade here. This is simple, taking off the 15-minute as we broke the high here. Instead of holding this drawdown, right, I was able to use the 5-minute as I'm a little bit, that's just what I've adapted my strategy to be able to have smaller stop losses. But the simplicity of this setup is closure above the range to target the next range. Big nice heavy push here towards the upside. Moving on, same break of the 15-minute high, replication again and again and again. And this is what you need a strategy to have. These are all live trades we're taking on stream, and these are all, you can see the dates here, 2023, not showing you some BS. This is all stuff that was taken, and you can see from point to point. And actually in the Discord, I'll show you guys in a minute here. So guys, actually if you go in the Discord and check stream trades here and you scroll up, you will see that you can see all of these trades that I do take. I do have put in the Discord, and let's see if we can find this trade in the Discord. This was the other trade. Maybe this was after stream. Yeah, this was that 5-minute trade, remember, that started pushing. So you can see I do post it with my MetaTrader here to show you guys that I am actually taking these trades on a live account. And yeah, so I post that in the Discord, but just for simplicity, I'm just showing you the trading view because it looks good. So this is simply the trade replication, same as trade that we've been taking. Setup number 3 again. This one here was more of a setup number 3, but more with an adaptation here to understand to enter impulsively at the break of the lows point to point. Next trade here was a losing trade again. This was more trying to be impulsive here, but ended up biting me back here. I entered here trying to get down. Actually, no, it was an entry here, but I entered a bit too aggressively and got bitten for that. So yeah, this is a mistake on my end. Again, multiple wicks causing rejections. And the last trade, simple again, close above point to point, and that's that. So very, very simple. And yeah, that's able to yield you an 80%. And if you notice, the 2 losses there are basically from either wicks or a bit of user error, hoping that volume would give me a push, but it never ended up giving me a push. So not too bad, not too bad. I hope that this video has helped you guys. I wanted to give you an overview, recap of the trades, and tell you guys why I trade price action and why I found success in price action and why it's so effective for me. I'm able to replicate things in the market, which is super important. I have shared videos in the past where I backtested this data on a backtesting software, but I want to show you that it's the same in live and it can be replicated in live. So that is all live. I do share also on Discord the trades with the MetaTrader screenshot there for you guys to see. So yeah, and we do discuss it anyway. So with that being said, guys, take care. Don't forget to leave a like, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.